Hello everyone, I am Divya, your math facilitator. In this session we shall deal with lines and angles of class 9. Okay, and we have already discussed few concepts in the earlier video. If you have not watched that, then do watch that video too, and this is a continuation of that video. Okay, so here we are discussing the concepts, the introductory part of this chapter. Problems we will discuss in the later video. Clear? So because this chapter has many theorems and concepts which are really important, so let us discuss all of them in detail. And now let's get started. So in your earlier classes you have learned different types of lines. What are they? They are nothing but parallel lines. You have learned about parallel lines. What are parallel lines? Can you give me one example? Parallel lines are nothing but the lines whose distance doesn't change. Okay, suppose these are two lines. Okay, now these two lines, if you extend it on both the sides also, they do not meet. Okay, so these two lines do not meet even if you extend them, and the distance between these two lines is always same. Okay, so if you measure the distance between these two lines, it is always same. Such lines are called parallel lines. Clear? Can you tell me one example of parallel lines? The simple and best example of parallel lines is the ruled book which you are using. Okay, all of you use ruled book, single ruled or broad rule. You have lines in this way. Yes, in your book, notebook. Yes, these are best example of parallel lines. Okay, where you can see the distance between these two lines never change and these two lines never meet. Okay, so these are parallel lines. Okay, so the next type of lines you have learnt is intersecting lines. Now what are intersecting lines? Now let us take two lines. Okay, suppose this is one line and this is the other line. Now if these two lines meet at a point, okay, so these lines are called intersecting lines. Okay, so if two lines meet at a point, then these lines are called intersecting lines, and this point is called point of intersection. This point where the two lines are meeting is called point of intersection. Clear? Now let us learn the next type of line, which is nothing but concurrent line. Yes, do you remember what are concurrent lines? Now suppose there are two or more lines. Okay, suppose you have lines in this way. Clear? And all these lines are, you can see they are meeting at a single point. Okay, so these lines are called concurrent lines. Clear? And this point where all these lines are meeting is called as point of concurrence. Clear? So these are the different types of lines we have learned, and now let us learn about transversal. Now what is the transversal? So suppose you have two lines in this way. Okay, so this is one line L and this is a line M. Okay, now there is another line in this way N. Okay, and it is meeting L at this point and M at this point. Okay, so here N is called as transversal. This N is called as transversal. Clear? So now can you tell me the definition of transversal? A transversal is a line which meets two or more lines at distinct points. Distinct means different points. Okay, so here you can see N is meeting L at a point and N is meeting M at a different point. Okay, so a transversal is a line which meets two or more lines at distinct different points. Okay, so two or more lines. You can take this example also. Okay, so suppose you have three lines in this way and you have another line in this way. Clear? Now this line, say this is line L, it is called the transversal of M, N, O. Okay, so L is called the transversal of M, N, O, where L is meeting M at one point, N at another point and O at another point. Okay, so you can see L is meeting M, N and O at different points. Okay, so you can call L as a transversal. Okay, now can you call this line as a transversal of these lines? No. Why? Because all these lines are meeting at a single point. It is not different point, they are meeting at single point. Clear? So are you clear with the concept of transversal? A transversal meets two or more lines at different points. Okay, then such line, this line you call it as transversal. Clear? Now let us talk about the angles which are formed by the transversal. Okay, suppose these are two lines. Okay, so this is one line and this is other line. Okay, now this is a transversal. Clear? So say this is line L, M and N is a transversal of L and M. Clear? Now you can see that when N is meeting L, you can see there are four angles formed. Okay, when N is meeting line L, you see there are four angles formed. Okay, similarly when N is meeting M, here also you can see there are four angles formed. Yes, so when a transversal meets two lines, 8 angles are formed. A total of 8 angles are formed. Okay, so let me write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles are formed. Okay, and also see here the angles which are in between these two lines are called interior angles. Okay, so these angles which are in between these two lines are called interior angles. Clear? So angle 4, 3, 5, 6, these are called interior angles because they are inside the two lines. Okay, now these angles 8, 7, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 7, 8, which are outside the parallel lines or outside the lines, these angles are called exterior angles. Okay, so these are called exterior angles. Clear? So here you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4 exterior angles and 1, 2, 3, 4 interior angles. Clear? So the angles which are in between the lines are called interior and the angles which are outside the lines are called exterior. Okay. Now there are other types of angles also, like now you have corresponding angles. Now these angles you have already learnt in your class 7 in detail, right? So you have corresponding angles formed. Now what are corresponding angles? Suppose you have two lines in this way. Yes, and you have a transversal. Okay, now corresponding angles are nothing but now an angle which is one should be exterior and one angle should be interior. Okay, so one angle should be exterior, one angle should be interior, and both these angles should be on the same side of transversal. Then these angles are called corresponding angles. Clear? So what is the condition for corresponding angles? You should have one exterior angle and one interior angle, and both these angles should be on the same side of transversal. Clear? Then these angles are called corresponding angles. Clear? And now tell me how many pairs of corresponding angles can you form here? So this is one pair of corresponding angle. Now here on this side also you can see this is exterior angle, this is interior angle, so this is another pair of corresponding angle, right? So again here you can see this is interior angle, this is exterior. Okay, so one interior, one exterior, so this is also one pair of corresponding angle, right? Here also you can see one interior, one exterior, so this is other pair of corresponding angle, right? So let us name here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now let us name the corresponding angles. Write the pair of corresponding angles here. So angle 1 and angle 5. This is exterior, this is interior on same side of transversal. So these are corresponding angles. So angle 1, angle 5 is one pair of corresponding angle. Now angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 2 is exterior, angle 6 is interior. So they are corresponding angles and they are on the same side of transversal. Okay, so this is another pair of corresponding angle. Now you have 4 and 8. 4 is interior, 8 is exterior, and they are on the same side of transversal. So angle 4 and angle 8 are also one pair of corresponding angle. Okay, and you have angle 3 and angle 7. Angle 3 and angle 7 are one is interior, one is exterior, and they are on the same side of transversal. So this is another pair of corresponding angles. Clear? So in this way you can see there are 4 pairs of corresponding angles formed when a transversal is intersecting, meeting two lines. Okay, now the next type of angles you can form is alternate interior angles. Okay, suppose these are two lines. Clear? And this is the transversal. Okay, so firstly let us go by the name. It is alternate interior angles. Interior angles are what? Now these are interior angles. Okay, so you have 4 interior angles as we have learnt. Okay, these are 4 interior angles. And which type of interior angles you want? You want alternate interior angles. That means if one angle is on one side of the transversal, the other angle will be on the other side. Okay, so you want opposite angles. Clear? So if this is one angle and this is the other angle, so these two angles form alternate interior angle. Okay, just go by the name, no confusion. You want interior angles, so these are the interior angles. Okay, and you want alternate interior angles. That means if one angle is on this side, the other angle will be on the other side. Clear? So this is alternate interior angle. Clear? Now you can see there is another pair of alternate interior angle. Now this and this angle, these two angles are also interior and they are also alternate. Okay, that means they are on the opposite side of the transversal. So you have 2 pairs of alternate interior angles formed. Okay, so this is one pair and this is the other pair. Clear? Now let us talk about alternate exterior angle. Okay, suppose now these are the 2 lines and this is the transversal. Okay, now exterior angles are nothing but these 4 angles. Okay, now you want alternate exterior. Similar thing. Alternate means if one angle is on one side, the other will be on the other side. Okay, so these two angles are called alternate exterior angle. Why? Because you see these are exterior angles and they are on the either side of the transversal. Okay, so these are called alternate exterior angle. Okay, now the other pair of alternate exterior angle is this. Clear? These are also exterior angles and they are on the either side of the transversal. Clear? So these are alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. So you have two pairs of alternate interior angle and you have two pair of alternate exterior angle. Moving on to the next pair of angles, you have interior angles on same side of transversal. Okay, suppose these are two lines. Okay, and this is the transversal. Okay, you want interior angles. Now these are interior angles, 4 interior angles, and you want interior angle on same side of transversal. That means on the same side of this transversal, very clear, just with the name you can see this is nothing but interior angles on the same side of transversal. Yes, so the other pair of interior angles on same side of transversal are these. Clear? Similarly, exterior angle on same side of transversal are nothing but, now suppose these are two lines and this is the transversal. Okay, you want exterior angle, nothing but these angles. Okay, exterior angle on the same side of transversal. Okay, same side. That means if you take one angle here, the other angle will be on the same side. Okay, now similarly here you have, this is also exterior angle on same side of the transversal. Clear? So when a transversal is meeting two lines, 8 angles are formed, and these are the different types of angles. And apart from this, you also have vertically opposite angles. Now here you can see, now 1 and 3 are vertically opposite. Okay, they are opposite. Now this is the vertex. Okay, N is meeting L at this point. Okay, this point is also called as vertex. So you want vertically opposite angles. That means if one angle you take it here, you will take the other angle opposite to this angle. Okay, so 1 and 3 are vertically opposite. You are taking it opposite with reference to this vertex. So it is called vertically opposite. Okay, here 2 and 4 are also vertically opposite. They are opposite with reference to this vertex. Okay, and here also you can see 5 and 7. They are vertically opposite. This is the vertex and 5 is vertically opposite to 7. Okay, and 6 and 8 are also vertically opposite. This is the vertex and 6 is vertically opposite to 8. That means it is opposite to 8 with reference to this vertex. Clear? So these are the different angles formed when a transversal meets two lines. Now moving on to the next topic, let us learn axiom of corresponding angles. Now what is axiom? As we have learned, it is nothing but self-evident truth, okay, which you can understand it. Okay, so axiom of corresponding angles states that now when two parallel lines, okay, when you have two parallel lines and you have a transversal, okay, these corresponding angles are equal. Okay, so the axiom states that when a transversal meets two parallel lines, the corresponding angles so formed are equal. Okay, so this, as I said, axiom is nothing but it is self-evident, so you can prove it. How? So just do one activity. I hope you all have ruled paper at your home. Yes, so just take the ruled paper. It looks something in this way. Yes, so consider these two lines as parallel lines. Okay, so let this be L and M. Okay, let these be the two parallel lines and you draw a transversal with pencil. Okay, so here you can see two angles. These two angles are called corresponding angles. One is exterior, one is interior, and both are on the same side of transversal. Yes, so these are corresponding angles. Now I want you to measure these two angles with protractor. Okay, so when you measure, you will find that these two angles are equal. Okay, so that is nothing but our axiom of corresponding angles. You have taken two parallel lines, and when two parallel lines are intersected with a transversal, you have corresponding angles. These corresponding angles are equal. Okay, so you took parallel lines. Okay, so you have taken parallel lines and you concluded that the corresponding angles are equal. Okay, so you have concluded that the corresponding angles are equal in parallel lines. Clear? Now you can also say the other way around. Okay, nothing but the converse of this axiom. Now let us write the converse of this axiom. Now what is the converse? So here I told you that you have taken parallel lines and you have proved that these two angles, the corresponding angles, are equal. Now here what I am saying is, if you have corresponding angles as equal, okay, if you have corresponding angles as equal, then the two lines which are given are parallel lines. Okay, suppose now here we are just reversing it. Converse is nothing but the reverse of it. Okay, so if corresponding angles are equal, then the two given lines you can conclude them as parallel lines. Clear? Suppose in your questions you have in this way, suppose now these are two lines and it is given that these two angles are equal. Now what can you say about these two lines? You will say that these two lines are parallel. Using what? Using converse of corresponding angles axiom. Clear? So axiom of corresponding angles tells you that if two lines are parallel, the corresponding angles are equal. Okay, so converse tells you that if corresponding angles are equal, then you can say that these two lines are parallel. Okay, so you have to remember this. Now let us find the relation between alternate interior angles. Okay, so you have found that corresponding angles are equal. So let us see what is the relation between alternate interior angles also. Okay, suppose you have two parallel lines in this way. Okay, and this is the transversal. Clear? Now let us consider. Now you have 8 angles formed here. Yes, so now let me consider these two angles. This is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 angles are formed. Okay, now among these 8 angles, now let me consider this. So these are the parallel lines. Okay, and this is the transversal. Okay, now just see how are angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 1, this is angle 1 and this is angle 5. How are they? They are corresponding angles. So can you write angle 1 is equal to angle 5 using what? Using corresponding angles axiom. Okay, using the corresponding angles axiom, you can say angle 1 equal to angle 5 because they are corresponding angles. Okay, now tell me what are angle 1 and angle 3. You have angle 1 and angle 3. What are they? They are vertically opposite. Yes, so you have learned in your class 7 that vertically opposite angles are also equal. Okay, so angle 1 is equal to angle 3 since they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, so now by these two conditions, can you say angle 5 is equal to angle 3? So you can write angle 5 equal to angle 3. Okay, so angle 5 and angle 3, how are they? They are nothing but alternate interior angles. So you have concluded that alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so you can say that alternate interior angles are equal. Yes, so similarly you can prove that alternate exterior angles are also equal. Clear? So corresponding angles are equal, alternate interior angles are equal, alternate exterior angles are also equal. Clear? Now let us write the converse of it. Now these two are parallel lines. When you are taking parallel lines, okay, when you are taking two parallel lines, you have said that the corresponding angles are equal. Okay, and similarly you have taken vertically opposite angles are equal and you got that alternate interior angles are equal when you are taking parallel lines. Okay, so when you took parallel lines, you got alternate interior angles as what? As equal. Okay, now suppose in the question it is given that alternate interior angles are equal. So what can you tell about those two lines? You can say that the two given lines are parallel. Okay, so this is nothing but the converse of what we have proved now. Okay, we have proved parallel lines. In parallel lines, alternate interior angles are equal. Now the converse of it, the theorem, the converse theorem of this is if alternate interior angles are equal, then the two given lines are parallel. Okay, suppose you have two lines in this way and they told you that these two angles are equal. Okay, that means they are alternate interior angles and they are equal. So what can you tell about these two lines? You will say that these two lines are parallel. Clear? So this is what we have done here. Now let us talk about interior angles on same side of transversal. Okay, now suppose these are the two lines, two parallel lines. Okay, and this is the transversal. Clear? Now you have to find the relation between interior angles on same side of transversal. That means now these two angles. Okay, so let this be angle 1, let this be angle 2. Clear? Now I'll take another angle here, let this be angle 3. Okay, now as you have learnt, angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Can you say why? Because they are interior alternate angles and we have just proved they are interior alternate angles. Okay, and interior alternate angles are equal, so angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Clear? And now what about angle 2 plus angle 3? Now here you can see angle 2 and angle 3, they are forming a straight angle. Yes, so angle 2 plus angle 3 is nothing but 180 degrees. Okay, and you have seen that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So instead of angle 3, can I replace angle 1 here? So angle 2 plus instead of angle 3, I am writing angle 1. Angle 1 is 180 degrees. Okay, so that means angle 2 plus angle 1 are nothing but interior angles on same side of transversal. Okay, so the sum of interior angles on same side of transversal is 180 degrees. Okay, so similarly you can prove that the sum of exterior angles on same side of transversal is also 180 degrees. Clear? So this is when you are taking parallel lines. When two lines are parallel, you have proved that interior angles on same side of transversal, the sum is how much? 180. Okay, now let us learn the converse of it. If two lines are given to you and if interior angles on same side of transversal, if the sum of interior angles on same side of transversal is 180, then what do you say about the two lines? You will say that the two lines are parallel. Clear? Suppose two lines in this way are given to you and they are saying that these two angles, the sum of these two angles is 180. Now these two angles are nothing but interior angles on the same side of transversal. Okay, if their sum is 180, then what do you say about these two lines? You will say that these two lines are parallel. Clear? Now let us talk about lines which are parallel to the same line. Okay, suppose you have two lines. Okay, suppose this is line L is parallel to line M. Okay, so L is parallel to M and you have L is also parallel to N. Okay, so L is parallel to M and L is also parallel to N. This is the parallel symbol, you have learnt it. So L is parallel to M, L is parallel to M. Okay, and L is also parallel to N. So this line is parallel to the same line. Okay, so you can see M is parallel to L and N is also parallel to L. That means these two lines are parallel to the same line. Clear? So now let us try to find a condition. Okay, suppose you take, this is a transversal S. Okay, because this is meeting L, M and N at different points, so you can say S is a transversal. Okay, now you said that L is parallel to M, we have seen. So when L is parallel to M, these two lines are parallel. Here you can see these two angles are what? They are corresponding angles, and we have learned that suppose this is angle 1, this is angle 2, corresponding angles are what? They are equal. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2 since they are corresponding angles. Okay, now again you know that L is parallel to N, so L is parallel to N. Okay, so that means these two lines. Okay, now suppose this is angle 1, what about this angle? You take it as angle 3. Okay, let me draw here clearly. So this is line L, this is line N. Okay, this is line L, line N. I am just eliminating this M so that you will not have any confusion. So here is angle 1. Okay, this is S and you have angle 1 here. Okay, and angle 3 is inside. Okay, so angle 1 is exterior, angle 3 is interior and both are on the same side of transversal. So what angles are these? They are also corresponding. So you can say angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. Okay, so L is parallel to M and 1 and 2 are corresponding angles, so they are equal using corresponding angles axiom. Okay, and L is parallel to N also, and you can see 1 and 3 are corresponding angles, so you can say 1 is equal to 3 using the same corresponding angles axiom. Okay, so from these two equations what can you say? You can say that angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Okay, so angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So you can equate angle 2 and angle 3. Okay, so you are equating angle 2 and angle 3. So again let me draw another figure here. So suppose this is M, this is N. Okay, so this is S. So angle 2 is here, angle 3 is here. Now how are angle 2 and angle 3? They are corresponding angles. Yes. So what can you say? Angle 2 is equal to angle 3. That means you are saying that the corresponding angles are equal. So what can you tell about these two lines? We have learned the converse of corresponding angles theorem. If two lines have corresponding angles and if these corresponding angles are equal, then these two lines are parallel. Yes, so you can say M is parallel to N. So what did you conclude? You have concluded that M is parallel to N. Okay, so if two lines are parallel to the same line, then all the three lines are parallel to each other. Okay, so you can say the same thing in other words. Lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Okay, lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. We have proved it. Clear? So let us practice whatever we have learned till now. Come practice with me. So we have learned that if two lines are parallel, okay, so if two lines are parallel, okay, if two lines are parallel, what can you say about the corresponding angles? You said that corresponding angles are equal. Okay, you got corresponding angles are equal, and you also got alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so if two lines are parallel, you got corresponding angles are equal, alternate interior angles are equal, alternate exterior angles are also equal. Okay, and you got interior angles on same side of transversal. The sum of interior angles on same side of transversal is how much? 180 degrees. Okay, and also I told you that exterior angles on same side of transversal is also 180 degrees. Okay, now when are all these conditions satisfied? When two lines are parallel. Okay, and we have learned the converse of it also. Now if suppose, when can you say that two lines are parallel? So you can say that two lines are parallel if, first point is if corresponding angles are equal. Okay, the second point is the same thing, if alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, and if alternate exterior angles are equal, and if angles, interior angles on same side of transversal, if the sum of interior angles on same side of transversal is 180, and if sum of exterior angles on same side of transversal is 180, and the last point, just now we have seen that if two lines are parallel to the same line, then each of the lines are parallel to each other. Yes, so you find both the lines are parallel to same line. Okay, if both the lines are parallel to same line, so you can say that they are parallel to each other also. Okay, so this is what we have learned. If two lines are parallel, then you can conclude this. Now if you have something like this, then you will conclude that the given two lines are how? They are parallel to each other. Okay, so given lines are parallel to each other. When you have these conditions, you will prove that the given lines are parallel. Clear? Now based on whatever we have learned, let us try to solve this problem. Okay, so this is the given figure, and they are telling you that P is parallel to Q. That means these two lines are parallel, and R is parallel to S. That means these two lines are parallel, and you have to find the value of A and B. Okay, so now just see, now P is parallel to Q. Okay, now this is P, this is Q, P is parallel to Q. Okay, I am just simplifying the figure so that you will understand it easily. Now I am taking R as a transversal. Okay, so R is a transversal for P and Q because it is intersecting P and Q at two different points. Yes, and you have 2A here and you have 80 here. Now how are 2A and 80? They are corresponding angles. One angle is to the exterior, one angle is to the interior, and both the angles are on same side of transversal. So these are corresponding angles. So you can say corresponding angles are equal using what? Using corresponding angles axiom. Yes. So 2A is equal to 80. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. Clear? Always in all these chapters in geometry, you have to mention the reason is very important. Okay, so you will write since the two angles are corresponding angles. Why? Because P is parallel to Q and R is transversal. Okay, so you will write the reason very clearly. Clear? Now when 2A equal to 80, can you find the value of A? A is nothing but 80 divided by 2. Okay, so A is how much? A is 40. Okay, so you got the value of A. Clear? Now just see, R and S are parallel. So you have, suppose this is R and this is S. Okay, I am just reversing the figure. Okay, so I am just reversing it, R and S. Clear? So here you can see in R and S, let us take this as transversal. Let Q be the transversal. Okay, because in Q you have two angles, B and 80. Okay, so this is R, yes, and where are B and 80? B and 80 are inside, in between R and S. Okay, that means they are in between R and S. Okay, and you can see they are on the same side of Q. Okay, so I am writing on the same side. Clear? So this is 80, this is B. Okay, so by seeing this, you can see they are interior angles on the same side of transversal. So what is the condition for interior angles on same side of transversal? The sum is 180. Okay, so 80 plus B is how much? It is 180. Since, why? Because R is parallel to S, it is given, and Q you are considering it as transversal. Okay, then you know that sum of interior angles on same side of transversal are 180. So from this, can you get the value of B? B is nothing but 180 minus 80. Okay, so B is how much? B is 100. Clear? You don't have to draw these figures, it is only for your understanding. By just looking at this also, you can see this is nothing but corresponding angles, very easy. But here you will just see that R is parallel to S and Q is transversal. And these two angles are between R and S, that means they are interior angles and they are on the same side of this transversal. Okay, so this is for your understanding, otherwise also you can directly take down from the figure. Clear? Now it's your time to do it yourself. So firstly, whenever a question is given to you, you will analyze the question. Okay, most importantly, you will analyze the given figure. Okay, so here you can see you have arrow marks here. These arrow marks indicate that these two lines are parallel. Okay, so whenever you have arrow marks in this way, if it is not mentioned in the question also, these arrow marks in the figure tells you that these two lines are parallel. Okay, now if you take these two lines as parallel, and this is the transversal. If these two lines are parallel, you can see this is the transversal. Now how are these two angles? They are exterior to the lines, they are not inside the lines, they are exterior to the lines. Yes, and how are they? They are on the same side of transversal. Okay, so exterior angles on the same side of transversal. What is the condition? Apply that condition to get the value of x. Okay, and here you can see again you have two arrow marks here, that means these two lines are parallel. Yes, and this is the transversal. Okay, now here you can see one angle is exterior to the parallel line and another angle is interior, and these two angles are on the same side of transversal. So what are these angles? They are corresponding. So use the relation of corresponding angles. You know corresponding angles are equal. So using it, already you got the value of x from this. So substitute x here, you will get the value of y. So do it yourself. Now moving on to the next concept, let us talk about angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, so what is angle sum property of a triangle? You already know that sum of angles in a triangle is how much? 180. Okay, so that we are going to prove it here. Okay, so if this is the triangle, okay, if this is the triangle you have, okay, so this is A, B, C. Okay, and three angles are formed here, so you have to prove that sum of these three angles is 180. Okay, so what is given? Given triangle A, B, C. Okay, and you have to prove, what you have to prove? You have to prove that sum of all these three angles is 180. That means angle A, B, C, angle A, B, C plus angle BAC. BAC plus angle ACB. ACB is how much? Is 180. This is what you have to prove. Okay, so now for this let us do a simple construction here. Let us extend this line BC. Okay, let us extend it to point D. Okay, and just draw a line parallel to AB. Okay, so a line CE, draw it parallel to AB. Now as discussed, parallel lines you can represent it with arrow marks. Okay, so that means AB is parallel to CE. So construction, what have you done here? So you have constructed, construction steps you have constructed, you have extended BC. Okay, so you have extended BC to D. Okay, you have extended BC to D. Okay, and also you have constructed AB parallel to CE. Okay, AB parallel to CE. Clear? Now just look here. Now suppose if this is angle 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, now see, we are saying that AB is parallel to CE. Okay, now how is this angle? Just see. Clear? So these two are parallel lines. Okay, and BD is a transversal. Clear? Now you are just ignoring this line. Okay, these two are parallel. Now see how are these two lines? Now this is the transversal. Now these two lines, one is interior, one is exterior, and these two are on same side of transversal. That means these two form corresponding angles. Okay, so corresponding angles are equal. You have learned that corresponding angles are equal. So if this is angle 3, this is also angle 3. Okay, so now let me again redraw this. So this was B, C. Okay, angle 2. Okay, so now see, we have got this as angle 3 because these are corresponding angles considering AB is parallel to CE. Okay, so let us write this step now. Proof. So you have considered AB parallel to CE and BD is the transversal you have considered. Okay, so then you got angle ABC. Angle ABC is equal to angle DCE. Okay, it is angle DCE. Okay, so DCE. Now these two angles are equal because they are corresponding. Why? Because AB is parallel to CE and BD is the transversal. Clear? Now the next thing, let us write angle 1. Okay, again you can see AB is parallel to CE. Okay, you have in this way AB is parallel to CE and this is the transversal. Okay, so you have in this way, this is A, B, this is C, E. Okay, and AC is the transversal. Clear? So this is AC. Clear? Now see how are these angles? This is angle 1. Okay, now if I consider another angle here, what will it be? It will also be angle 1. Why? Because now these two are parallel lines. Okay, and this is the transversal. AC is the transversal. So now these two angles are inside the parallel lines. Okay, that means they are interior angles. And how are they? This is the transversal. These two angles are on either side of the transversal. Okay, they are interior and they are on the either side of transversal. That means they are alternate interior angles. Okay, these two angles are alternate interior angles. Now alternate interior angles are equal. So if this is angle 1, this should also be angle 1. Yes, so let us write here. Now since AB is parallel to CE and you are considering AC as a transversal. Now if you consider AC as a transversal, what happens? Angle 1 will be equal to this. This will be angle 1. Okay, the same thing. Okay, why? Because they are interior alternate angles. Okay, now let us write the angle. This is angle BAC. Angle BAC will be equal to angle BAC. This angle will be equal to this angle. Okay, this angle is nothing but ACE. It will be equal to angle ACE. Why? Because they are interior alternate angles. Clear? Now these two angles are equal because they are corresponding angles. Now these two angles are equal because they are interior alternate angles. Okay, and in each case we are considering different transversal. Here we considered BD as a transversal and here for angle 1 we are considering AC as a transversal. Is this clear for you till now? Now just see, by just looking at it you can see that this is nothing but a straight angle. Okay, so angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is how much? 180, because this is a straight angle. Okay, so let me write here angle 1 is nothing but, now this is ACE plus ACB, angle ACB plus angle ECD or DCE, both means the same. Angle DCE is how much? It is 180 degrees. Okay, so nothing but I am writing these three angles, the sum of these three angles is 180 degrees. Okay, but you know what is angle ACE? ACE is nothing but BAC. Okay, using this replace ACE as BAC. So this is angle BAC plus angle ACB is the same. ACB is angle 2. So angle ACB plus, now again angle DCE is nothing but angle ABC. So replace it, angle ABC is how much? Is 180 degrees. Now just look, you have to prove this angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB is 180. Okay, these are nothing but three angles of the triangle. You have to prove the sum of three angles of triangle is 180. Okay, so very simple. Only thing you have to do is you should be very clear with the parallel lines and transversal. Okay, so firstly we are extending BC to D and you are constructing a parallel to AB. CE is the parallel to AB. Okay, now since these two are parallel lines, you are considering this as a transversal. Okay, and you can see that these two angles are corresponding angles, so they are equal. Okay, now when these two are parallel lines, this is the transversal, these two angles are interior alternate angles, so they are equal. Okay, so again you can see that these three angles, sum of these three angles is 180 since it is a straight angle. Okay, so just writing it, and again you can replace ACE as BAC. Okay, and DCE as ABC. So you will get that sum of three angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Now based on this theorem, let us solve a problem, okay? So given that angles in a triangle are this and you have to find the three angles, okay? So we have learned using angle sum property of the triangle that sum of the angles in a triangle is how much? 180 degrees, okay? So that means if you add all these three angles, these three are angles of a triangle. So if you add all these three angles, the answer should be 180, okay? So 2x plus 3x plus 5 plus 4x minus 14, nothing but I am adding all the three. The answer should be 180 using angle sum property of triangle. Okay, so always reasoning is very important. Clear? So now 2x plus 3x is 5x plus 4x is 9x. So 9x plus you have 5 minus 14. So 5 minus 14 is minus 9 equal to 180. Okay, so 9x equal to 180 minus 9, if it goes to the other side it is plus 9. So this is 189. Okay, so 9x is 189. What is x? X is 189 divided by 9. Okay, so 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18 and 9 ones are 9. So x is nothing but 21. Okay, now just substitute the value of x in these three angles, you will get the angles. Okay, so the angles are, so one angle is 2x, the other angle is 3x plus 5 and the last angle is 4x minus 14. Okay, so just substitute and see. 2x is 2 into 21 which is nothing but 42. Okay, 3x plus 5 is 3 into x is 21 plus 5. Okay, so this is 63 plus 5. So this is 68. Now this is 4 into 21 minus 14. So this is 84 minus 14 which is nothing but 70. Okay, so now just add all the three angles to check your answer. So 42 plus 68 plus 70. So this is 10. So 10, 17, 18. So you got 180. So sum of all these three angles is 180. So the values you got are correct. Now let us learn about exterior angle property of a triangle. Okay, so if this is the triangle, if you have a triangle in this way, okay, and if one side is produced, okay, then you get an exterior angle. Okay, so these are interior angles and this is the exterior angle. Okay, so this exterior angle so formed is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Clear? So this is what you have to prove now. Suppose if this is triangle A, B, C and it is extended to D. So this is the exterior angle. Yes, now just see, now you can see that this is nothing but straight angle. Okay, let us write here. So angle ACB. So this angle ACB plus angle ACD. Angle ACD. That means sum of these two angles is how much? 180. Okay, because they are forming a straight angle. Clear? Now you have learned that sum of the three angles in a triangle is 180 using angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, now let us write this. Now sum of these three angles is 180. Okay, so that means BAC, angle BAC, this angle BAC plus now this angle ABC, angle ABC plus now this angle ACB, angle ACB is how much? It is 180 degrees using angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, you will write here angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, so now you see both the terms are equal to 180, both the equations are equal to 180. Okay, so can you equate the LHS? Since this is equal to 180 and this is also equal to 180. Okay, so you can equate the LHS. So equating LHS, angle BAC plus angle ABC plus angle ACB. Okay, so this entire thing is equal to this LHS. Okay, angle ACB plus angle ACD. Okay, now by just looking at this you can see ACB, it is common, this angle is common. Yes, so ACB is nothing but this angle ACB, this angle is common for both the things. So you are cancelling, so what do you get? Angle BAC plus angle ABC is equal to angle ACD. Okay, now what is angle BAC? Angle BAC is this angle. Okay, angle ABC is this angle. Okay, so sum of these two angles is equal to angle ACD. is this angle ACD. Okay, so just let me draw it here. So you got in this way. So this angle plus this angle is this angle. Okay, did you get in this way? So these two angles, sum of these two angles is nothing but the exterior angle. Clear? So if in a triangle, if one side is produced, the exterior angle so formed is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Clear? So this is nothing but exterior angle property of a triangle. Now let us do a problem based on the concepts which we have learned. So this is the given figure and you have to find the values of x and y. Okay, so by just looking at this, you can see that y and 140, they are forming a straight angle. Yes, so what is y plus 140? Y plus 140 is 180. This angle, it is a straight angle. Okay, so what is y? Y is nothing but 180 minus 140, so y is 40. Okay, so y is 40 degrees. Okay, so this value you got it as 40 degrees. Okay, now just see, now this is a triangle. Okay, if you name it, it is A, B, C is a triangle. Yes, so you can see that this is an exterior angle to this triangle. Okay, so you have in this way, so this is the triangle and this is x. Okay, so this is the exterior angle to this triangle, and you have learned in exterior angle property that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Okay, so opposite angle to this exterior angle is these two angles. Yes, so this angle is adjacent angle to exterior angle. Okay, be clear, this is adjacent angle to exterior angle, don't get confused. Okay, you want opposite angle to exterior angle, so it will be these two. Clear? You should not take this angle because it is adjacent, side by side. Okay, so you will take opposite angles, opposite interior angles will be these two. Clear? So from exterior angle property of a triangle, you know that exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. Okay, so using that exterior angle, x is equal to, now these are the two interior opposite angles. Yes, so one angle is 30, the other angle is how much? It is 40. Okay, so 30 plus 40 is 70. So you got x as 70. Clear? So value of y is 40 and x is 70. Now your class 9 maths will be easy for you only when you understand all the concepts. Okay, now you have to understand the concepts and then you have to apply those concepts in the problems. Clear? So by just looking at it, you may find it difficult, but it is easy. Okay, but you should not take it for consideration, you need to practice it. Okay, so now this is your do it yourself. You have to do it yourself. You have to find the value of x and y. How? So just see this figure. So you can see this is one triangle and this is the other triangle. Okay, and it is given that these two lines are parallel. You see there are arrow marks, that means these two lines are parallel. Okay, so you have two parallel lines in this way. Okay, and just consider this as the transversal. Okay, so because you have two angles here, so let me consider this as the transversal. Okay, so here you have one angle 30 here and one angle x here. Now can you tell me how are these two angles? These two angles are interior of these parallel lines. Okay, so they are interior angles and they are on either side of the transversal. So they are interior, alternate interior angles. So you know alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so these two angles are equal. So you will get the value of x. Clear? Now again, now just consider this triangle. Okay, in this triangle, now this is exterior angle for this triangle, and using exterior angle property, you know that exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. You got the value of x already, so just adding these two angles, you will get the angle y. Okay, so do it yourself. So this brings us to the end of this chapter. Problems of this chapter we shall discuss in the later video. So practice the concepts perfectly so that it will be very easy to solve the problems. And for solving the problems, only thing you have to remember is you have to first analyze the question and apply the concepts which you have learned to the problems. Okay, so now I'll take a leave. Don't forget to like this video right now and subscribe to this channel. So thanks for watching.